December 9th, 1977. One punch inside the Forum in Los Angeles changed the NBA forever. It wasn't just a fight, it was the moment that forced the league to clean up its image, rewrite its rules, and set the stage for the golden era of basketball. Today we're breaking down the infamous Lakers-Rockets Brawl of 1977 and how that single punch reshaped the entire NBA. Back in the 1976-77 season, the NBA was averaging around 8,600 fans per game. Not bad, but nothing like the packed arenas today. The league had a gritty vibe. People thought it was too rough, too violent. And then came that one night in December where everything changed. The 70s NBA was basically a brawler's league. Fights popped off in about 1 out of every 10 games. Teams played fast, over 110 possessions a night, and every roster had an enforcer, a big guy who was there to protect the stars. That night, the Lakers had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a 7'2" machine averaging 26 points and 13 rebounds. The Rockets had Rudy Tomjanovich, a 6'8" forward, putting up 21 points a night. Early in the second quarter, things boiled over. Houston's Kevin Cunnert, a 6'9" center, got tangled up with Kareem under the rim. Lakers forward Kermit Washington stepped in to help his teammate. As Rudy sprinted down the court trying to play peacemaker, Washington turned and landed a devastating punch right to Rudy's face. The arena went silent. Rudy collapsed, blood everywhere. His injuries were horrific: fractured skull, broken nose, shattered facial bones, multiple surgeries just to survive. His season was gone. That single swing became known as the punch, a moment that changed NBA history forever. Crazy, right? Imagine sitting in that arena, watching the whole place go dead quiet after that punch. If you were a fan back then, would you still bring your family to games? Let me know in the comments, I'm really curious. The fallout was instant. Washington got suspended for 60 days, 26 games, the longest suspension in league history at that time. He was fined $10,000 too, and when the average salary was just $143,000, that hurt. The Lakers traded him right after, washing their hands of the whole thing. Meanwhile, Rudy's injury set off a media firestorm. Reporters started calling the NBA a thug league. Attendance slipped to 8,400 per game as families thought twice about going to games. The NBA had no choice. It had to change. And truth is, the league was already shaky. Only 18 of 22 teams were making money. TV ratings lagged behind football and baseball. The NBA had a bad rap for drugs, chaos, and fights. The brawl just made things worse. Commissioner Larry O'Brien knew something had to be done. So, in 1978, the league cracked down. New rules. Throw a punch, you're ejected. Minimum $1,500 fine. Repeat it, and you're suspended without pay. By 1980, fights were cut in half, down to 1 in every 20 games. The NBA started feeling safer. It even changed how teams were built. In the early 70s, every squad had a tough guy, like Dave DeBusschere in New York, just there to protect the stars. After 1977, teams leaned towards skilled bigs who could pass and score, not just fight. Guys like Bill Walton, who led Portland to a title with finesse and teamwork, became the new model. The refs tightened up too. In 1977, they were calling 25 fouls a game, letting tons of contact slide. By 1980, that dropped to 23 as refs cracked down. That opened the game up, more highlights, more scoring. Smooth players like George Gervin took full advantage. Marketing shifted as well. The NBA wanted to look family-friendly again. So in 1979, CBS started airing more games, spotlighting stars like Julius Erving. Youth clinics popped up to bring in kids, and slowly, it worked. Attendance climbed back to over 9,100 per game by 1980. For the players directly involved, that punch never left their story. Kermit Washington never shook the label, bouncing around a few teams before retiring in '82. Rudy came back in '79, averaging 19 a game, but he was never quite the same. Years later, though, he found redemption, coaching the Rockets to back-to-back titles in 1994 and 1995. Still, both men's careers were defined by that night. The legal side hit too. Rudy sued the Lakers for $1.7 million, saying they didn't control Washington. The case was settled, but it pushed the NBA to tighten liability and arena security. By 1980, stricter codes of conduct and better security training were in place. There was a cultural layer too. In 1977, the league was 74% black, but most fans and media were white. That gap created ugly stereotypes. People said the league was too urban. The NBA fought back by pushing stars like Kareem and later adding international players to widen its reach. The timing, though, was wild. because just 2 years later, Bird and Magic entered the league. Their rivalry, already famous from college, brought in millions of new fans. The NBA leaned into it, selling a cleaner, star-driven game. Ratings jumped 15% by 1981. Money followed. In 1977, a ticket was $7.50. By 1980, it was $8.20 as demand grew. The Lakers' franchise value jumped from $16 million to $20 million in the same window. The league had turned an ugly moment into a reason to grow, and the impact lasted. By 1984, the NBA added the flagrant foul rule. By 1990, suspensions for fighting were double what they were in 1977. Stars like Hakeem Olajuwon benefited from a safer, faster game. The NBA became global. Even the media shifted. In '77, barely 10% of games were on national TV, and the punch dominated headlines. By 1980, CBS was showing more games, and the focus was dunks, crossovers, and stars like Moses Malone. The NBA had flipped the narrative. By the late 80s, fights were rare. Charles Oakley got tossed in 1987 and fined $5,000 for a scuffle, proof the league wasn't playing anymore. By the 90s, fights dropped to 1 in every 50 games, and the NBA had gone worldwide, fueled by Michael Jordan's rise. That 1977 fight was brutal, but it forced the NBA to face its problems: violence, image, shaky fan support, and pivot hard. Without that punch, maybe the NBA wouldn't have been ready for Bird, Magic, or Jordan. It was a dark night, but it sparked the brighter future we know today. So what do you think? Was this the biggest turning point in NBA history? Or was there another moment that changed everything even more? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe. I've got plenty more stories just like this one coming your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.